I guess it's good to work. So someone had a question about hatch. It should be in the menu, but sometimes it's turned off. So you can just type the hatch command, just find it yourself. See how it's right here, there's hatch edit. So if I click hatch, you can actually change what type of hatches you want to do or patterns. So you can do solid gradient patterns. Yeah, you can go down here and find different types, right? Depending on what the homework is asking for. But the basic default is this type of hatch. So when you're doing the hammer, you can just type hatch and this menu will pop up. If you already have it in your menu, great. You can probably lock it in there too, but whatever. Let's see here. Yeah, mine's not in there. Anyway, does that answer your question about the hatch cross-section thing, John? Okay, cool. All right, so let's get to the new stuff, new chapter 6. A couple of things. So before we start, let's change the limits real quick. So limits 0, 0, 18, 12. Okay. Now I want you to make a rectangle at 6, 3. 6 by 6 rectangle at 6, 3. So here we go. So the point 6, 3, enter. So now it's asking for, you can eyeball it, but I want you to just click dimensions and choose 6 by 6. So now as you can see, it wants to know where exactly, because I have the corner selected as 6, 3. So I'm going to choose over here. So the upper right option. Okay. So 6 by 6 dimensions rectangle at 6, 3 when you use the rectangle function. Once you've done that, pick the circle command, and I want you to put it at 9, 6. So right in the center of the box, radius 1. Now, before we go any further, I want to make sure you turn off your snap. Turn off polar tracking, this guy right here, down here. For your cursor snap, turn it on, but only have endpoint, midpoint, and tangent. Turn everything else off. You can also right-click this to get more detailed options. So here, I mean, it's the same thing, but you see how you can actually turn the object snap on, tracking, and you can, toggle it and find more options. Okay, but to make sure that this is on, only want to see endpoint, midpoint, tangent, and that's it, which can be done by hitting the drop box. And you can also probably just type snap settings or something. Where is it? Second. I think it's, yeah, OS, open snap. So the commands are right here. Notice if you hover over it, if you type OS snap or O snap, it'll turn on the, it'll take you here as well. Anyway, you guys good with this box? And you made the circle, so we can test out this tangent thing. Okay, so the point at the beginning of chapter 6 is basically to get more comfortable with the snap setting, because they're very helpful. I'm sure you're starting to see that if you haven't used them already. So select the line command. Now notice how my endpoint snap is on, my midpoint snap is on. See how they're being highlighted? Corner. So what I want you to do, let's start down here actually, the lower left. Click here, and then connect the line to a tangent point to the circle. All right, there we go. Hit spacebar and repeat. I'm going to go to this corner because my snap is guiding me. green is where I want to attach it to. All right, green snap setting here, object snap. There we go. Make a little target kind of thing. All right. Now let's make some more using the midpoints. So we used all the endpoints and connected it to the tangents. Now let's use the midpoints to repeat it. So a midpoint, hover next to the circle, attach it to the tangent point. Midpoint, tangent point. Tangent. There you go, little 007 symbol here. So I use the endpoint, midpoint, and tangent to guide me to connect my lines. Okay, and these are very helpful. Although sometimes they get in your way. So you have to kind of turn off and on what you need and don't need. So sometimes a midpoint is just super annoying, or the tangent just messes it up. You got to toggle what you need, okay? Do you have any questions on finding the settings, adjusting the settings, and any issues with making those little green cursors pop up? Okay, thanks guys. All right, so now let's mess with the offset command. I'm just gonna get rid of this guy. Oh, well, you know what? We just move work over here, who cares? And choose a circle. I'm going to put it, let's see, I'm gonna turn my snap mode back on so I can get a good section here. I'm gonna make it 2 units big. Alrighty. Okay. So what I want you to do is to make a circle, maybe radius 1, draw a line. I'm gonna try to get it right symmetrically here. Let's see, where's a good spot? Oops, computer messed up for a second. So see how my tangent is kind of messing me up. So I'm gonna turn that off now. So I'm gonna try to cut this top part off here. There we go. Now let's do that again. I want them to be perfect. So equal distance on both sides. So here's the edge up to here. All right. Now I'm gonna use the offset just for fun. That doesn't really matter. Before we go any further, I want to mention the offset command. So the offset can basically create copies when you shift it away from the original. So for example, if I were to choose this line, I guess, and say, you know what, I want to offset it all the way over here. So basically it's shifting a distance away from there. So you choose the distance or you choose the point. So let me select the object. See, now it's asking me how far away. Well, I chose 2 by default, or I can type in whatever I want. If I put 4, right, or 2, just keep it at 2. So it's 2 units away from the original. That's what offset does. It takes the original and shifts it a distance away from it. It basically creates like a copy some distance away. It's a little easier to see when you do it on circles. Let's try it. Let's do offset again just for fun. I'm going to delete these circles when I'm done because that's not part of the example. But click offset, choose the circle. Well, actually, it wants my distance. Let's pick 0.5, right? Now I want you to select an object. I'm going to select the circle. Okay. So notice it's a distance of 0.5 away from the original. You see that? Or a 0.5 away on the outside, because that's what I chose, the distance. So that distance is in between here. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm gonna put it in the middle. So now if I do offset again, on the original circle. I'm gonna choose a distance of point. Actually, let's do 2. So now it's gonna blow up 2, right? Choose the original. I can't go inward because I cannot go 2 inside if it's bigger than the original, right? That doesn't make sense. But I can go 2 outward. So see that distance is right there. Okay, so we can measure that. Right, should be, yeah. There we go. Yeah, my stuff is freezing up. You guys still see what I'm doing? Yeah, there we go. Anyway, having issues with this thing. You guys understand how the offset command works and how it can be useful, right? Instead of just trying to copy or move, you can kind of create copies in a different way. Let me get rid of these guys now. I only want the original. Just make a circle with 2 lines through it. Try to make it symmetrical slices like this. Same location, same sizes. The exact spot doesn't matter, but something like this is good. Ready? Let's do the trim command. So trim we've talked about already. So I'm going to trim all the stuff that's sticking out just for this example. So everything out here, you get rid of it. There we go. Now let's try doing an extend. So once you've trimmed all this, what I want to show you is how extend works. So I'm just make a line over here. Who cares where it's at? So under trim, you can use, instead of trimming things away, you can extend them. You can actually kind of undo what you trimmed away, or you can do this. So I'm going to choose that line and extend it to the nearest thing that I drew. You see that? Now, if I were to hover over the circle, my section wants to connect to the other one. It's funny. It tries to extend to the stuff that I deleted. You see that? So extend can be pretty useful if you want to kind of just connect things a little better. It really depends what we're doing, right? But offset, extend, or some of the new stuff that'll be appearing here for this homework. You guys have any questions on that? Yeah, you just click the part. So I drew that vertical line because I wanted to extend from the top of the circle, that cutoff part. So basically you hover over it and then click, and it'll extend to that point. Okay, let me try something just for fun. Anyway. Is there any other questions? I'm just going to use stretch to shift this guy over here. And then see what happens if I try to extend to there just for fun. Yeah, still connects it for me. It's kind of like a, with my own makeshift stretch. Alrighty. All right, guys, let's see here. Let me get your homework out. This is chapter 6. Let me unlock it for you. So on this one, they give you a, they give you like the measurements and stuff. Usually you just use that to guide you, right? But this time the measurements are 3D. So you kind of have to use some artistic imagination here. So you're not gonna draw this 3D because we're not ready for that yet. This is called an isometric design. So what I want you to do is view this from different perspectives and draw it from different sides. And I'll show you the completed homework that I have somewhere in a second to help you out. So notice how they want you to start. So you're gonna have multiple layers for each view. So you're gonna have the front view, a side view, and a top view. So you're gonna draw this from the side, the top, and the front. Okay. And it's very difficult to see exactly what that means unless you're, a little bit more artistic than me. But let me show you what it's supposed to look like to help you out. Give me 1 second. Where is that thing? Okay. I'm trying to help you out here. So notice how we have a top view, a front view, and right side view. So this is the guidance that they gave you, right? Let me go back to the thing. Where is it? Here we are. Oops. Where is my PDF? There it is. Right, so this is what I'm talking about. The front, the top, and the right. Okay. I think the one I have is mislabeled, but I think you get what I'm saying. But anyway, this is kind of a rough sketch of what I'm expecting. So you look at that 3D measurements, make sure all the measurements translate to a 2D view from different perspectives. So like each one is not crazy hard. It's just that you have to pull that information from an isometric drawing. That part is the hard part. Okay. So all these need to match up with this here. I hate that I scanned this all stupid. See what I mean? So I needed to be 8 units this way. Need to be a certain height. I believe it's 4. So that if you're drawing from the front, then it better match up. Okay. Make sure the holes and the drill points have the correct sizes and depths. Okay. Any questions about that? Is that clear or no? Trying to make sure you guys know how to do this, because this one's a little hard.
That example you showed us is the actual homework.
Yeah, this is the actual homework. I'm showing you the 6-7.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I was trying to show you a completed one. That way can help you kind of get the perspective right.